excited about the hotel industry because for me it represents magic. Growing up as a little girl, I had an opportunity to travel quite frequently with my parents. I'm a military brat. And it was fascinating to leave the room and then come back at the end of the day and go, hey, my parents didn't make us make the bed. Who did that? Or we'd go down in the morning for breakfast and we'd leave and I'd go, oh, we didn't pay, not realizing that it was included in the rate. Things would happen in a hotel that I would have no clue how they came about. It was, to me, magic. And I wanted to be a part of that magic. And so I've been in hotels ever since I was about 15 years old.
Muy buenas tardes. Lección 214. ¿Quiénes quedan? Séptima parte. The secret ingredients in this fourth and final round were rice, tomatoes, ginger, tahini, which is a sesame seed paste, roasted peanuts, queso de cabra, golden beets and golden pasas, a word we haven't had for a while, raisins, naranjas, where we get the color anaranjado, or else maybe it's the other way around, and then grapefruit and sour cream.
Tomatoes, golden beets, oranges, and ginger. All right. Have fun. Go.
Mira, todos sus estudiantes corriendo por todas partes de la cocina.
Baking is a very slow process. I'm kind of a wiry guy, so it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of precision, and it takes a lot of heat and just a lot of preparation. It's the slowness of it that really gets me, I think.
Todo el mundo camina muy rápidamente. Están cortando, están hablando, trabajando, cocinando.
So when you're talking to your students, because you teach courses here, right?
Yes, I do.
At the Chef's Academy. When you're talking to them, is it kind of hard for them to understand how important it is to be good at the hotel industry? I mean, that just sounds like a tough business, very people-oriented. You got to love people, or
you
got
have
to care
love
about
people.
them?
You've got to love people and you have to care about them. If you only care, at the end of the day, your desire to want to continue on will die quickly. You got to genuinely love people. When I was working in hotel operations, my day sometimes started as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, and by the time I made it home, it would be the next day. I'd come home to cold food after having dealing with numerous guests, numerous employees, and you're drained. And if you can't derive from that the successes throughout your day, knowing how important people are, that you've provided a clean bed and a clean room for them, that you've maybe inspired an employee to maybe continue with their education or to be a better parent, then just caring will only last so much. You've got to go home that next day and go, wow, you know what, people are really great. One hotel that I managed in Northwest Indiana, it was the first opportunity I had to transition from being a manager to what I consider a leader. And the difference for me between being a manager and a leader is that a manager actually is in all the operations day after day. A leader is someone who's able to set the plan and go to his or her team and say, here's the plan, and to really have everyone volunteer. You know, this is my strength, I can do this. This is my strength, I can do that. And so I would say that was a huge success for me, being able to make that transition and see my employees deliver on all the things that I had taught them.
So would most people end up hating people at the end of the day?
If you don't love them, then yes, absolutely. If you've had to clean up not only after a guest, but their animal,
Mascota.
you know, maybe they've trashed the room. If you've
I never thought about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't really at the end of the day go, you know what, that was just a bad moment for them, but my team handled it. If you still can't go, I still love people, then yeah, hate will come through very quickly.
Tell me, who taught you to love?
My My parents. My parents, they are very genuine and loving people, and I would say that I got that from them.
Thanks for talking with us.
My pleasure, anytime.
When did you know you loved it?
Probably when I was a kid, just working with my grandma in the kitchen. So, I was a taste tester, so it was pretty fun, you know, like when I was a young kid, she would just have me taste everything and tell me if it was seasoned properly, so I guess that would probably be when. I used to can fruit and vegetables with her whenever I was young too, so it was a lot of fun. Yeah, she taught me a lot, mainly to be clean.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, I asked the others the other day, how much do you love cooking?
12.
That's a great answer.
You got to have a passion because the hours are horrible. You work weekends, nights, holidays. So you might as well love it if you're going to do it.
So you're not really saying those cooks are no good and these are the best?
No. The other ones,
No son los mejores.
you learn how to work in a team, I guess. That's a good thing. I wouldn't say anyone's better than the other. I don't really work like that. So.
Attitude for me is number one. If that's one thing I could tell your students or your audience,
Es lo más importante.
good attitude will get you. You'll go far with it. You know, you always want somebody who's going to come in, do their job, put their head down, get the work knocked out. And that's what I've seen in a couple of them. I've seen them moving. They've got some speed, creativity. I knew I was smelling something burning.
Huele mal.
Is this going to be a fatal error?
It depends how they recover from it. You can make mistakes in cooking, but it's how you recover from it is what sets the good chefs apart from the average.
Does that mean you change your plan, you change your recipe?
Yeah, you always have to have plan B. You know, I was when I was in Atlanta one time with the Ritz-Carlton. I made a bunch of lobster bisque and told my dishwasher to change the pot. He ended up throwing half down the sink because he didn't understand me. But luckily I had a plan B, so I was able to recover from it. But it could have been ugly, you know. You always have to think fast on your feet and have a
Piensa rápidamente.
suitable recovery plan, or you're going down.
Quedan 5 minutos.
You didn't make it to the final round, but you've come a long way. And the judges told me that you and the others should not feel like you're the worst ones of the bunch, and that the other ones who went on to round 4, the championship round, are the best.
Actually, we didn't move on, but I feel that we've learned a lot, and just hearing the judges' criticism, it helps focus and learn. I mean, learn from.
Are you glad you did this?
Yes, I am. It's a good learning experience. You get to meet new chefs and learn things because they can teach you from experience from what they've been through.
Will you do this again next year?
Yes, I will.
Well, then, you're not down and out.
Oh, no. This is actually my second competition. I did the tailgate cook-off earlier in the year.
Yeah, everyone saw you in the tailgate competition.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, thanks a bunch.
No problem. Thank you.
Chef, can those guys bounce back from having something burned, their peanuts burned?
I don't know. We'll see. This is a very tough challenge with the ingredients they have. I don't know. I mean, the peanuts, they don't have any more of them, so they're not going to be able to use the peanut in the dish. And we already were talking last time about utilizing all the ingredients. We'll see what happens here with that team.
Es muy difícil.
It's very tough, this challenge. You know, I'd really be amazed here if they get food out on the table.
You have short hair.
Yeah, I do. It's easy. I used to have problems tucking my hair up under my head or...
Your cooking hat, you mean? I mean at the restaurants?
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering if it has something to do with your profession.
Yeah. It has a lot to do with it. It's just, it's easy to take care of. Most of the times I don't have to wear one, or I do wear one, you know.
And since you work long hours,
Yeah.
you better be comfortable up there on top.
Right. Right. Helps me think better.
el mundo trabaja rápidamente. Quedan 2 minutos. Mira a todos los estudiantes trabajando rapidísimo. Y con mucho cuidado. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. ¡Alto! ¡Ya! Chef Caesar, can I ask you something right now? Everybody else was drinking water on all the previous judging, but sometimes you had, I think it was
Mountain Dew?
Mountain Dew. Was there a strategy to that?
I was just waking up.
The team named Tres Leches won the contest. Tres Leches means 3 kinds of milk. Tres Leches. After the second round, which was 2 weeks before, Chef de Steak hired 2 of the students. I don't know which teams they were on. At least one of them was not on the winning team. He said he hired them strictly because of their attitude.